Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast. So let's continue with my Asian DVD collection. The first film tonight is from our good friend Jackie Chan. And it is Mr. Nice Guy. So this one really had the potential to be one of his best, I think. I'm not sure it's quite up there for some reasons I'll get to in a minute here, but there's a whole bunch of action right from the start. You know, it just starts, the pacing is very brisk. He's a celebrity chef in this one who, reluctantly rescues a pretty journalist from a ruthless drug lord, and then he gets involved with an incriminating videotape, a bunch of hot chicks. That's a typical storyline. But this is a good one. It says it moves very fast. Some of the fights are very inventive, which should be, no one's surprise here. Let me check my notes here. There's I liked a lot of the supporting characters. There's some good chases. There's a horse and carriage sequence that's pretty cool. Now the ending is like, the final fight is really what I kind of had a problem with in this one. See, instead of having like a traditional big time final fight, they kind of went for mass destruction of a huge mansion, which was kind of cool to watch them like destroy this. It was probably like some type of set they built. But it just kind of lacked the martial arts that I was kind of expecting. But this is still a pretty entertaining flick. You got Richard Norton in it, if you're familiar with him. I think he was in a lot of Cynthia Rothrock's American movies. And he was also in a few Hong Kong movies with Jackie Chan. So they must be buddies or something in real life. Mr. Nice Guy's a good one. Alright, our next one here, kind of a must-see. Pretty sweet DVD case, too. It's Mr. Vampire. Mr. Vampire. So this one's kind of an action, comedy, horror flick. You basically have like a priest who tries to take down these Chinese vampires. And the funny thing about the vampires in this movie and in a lot of like Hong Kong movies is that the vampires are very different from your normal types. They hop. They have two hands. They put their hands out like this and they hop. And they know kung fu, and they're really hard to kill a lot of the time. Like trying to kill, there's basically one big time vampire they're trying to kill throughout much of this film, and he's a tough bugger, man. They break out tons of different like spells and like enchanting like things, like weapons and stuff, and the dude's tough to take down. You got Moon Lee in this. She doesn't have any martial arts in this, but the reason to watch Mr. Vampire is the genre-bending madness. It's a lot of fun, very different from a lot of movies you would probably see. Bonus feature, all I got is an interview with the lead actor. That's it. So you figure, you would hope they'd have more for a film like this, but it's worth buying just for the film alone. Pretty cool. Mr. Vampire. They've come out with a handful of sequels. I do not have any of the other sequels in here. I thought Mr. Vampire 2 was kind of a disappointment. Mr. Vampire 3 was awesome, almost as good as this one. And then, some of the other ones I'll probably cover at some point. Alright, this is actually a Japanese DVD of a Hong Kong movie. This is called New Blood 2, I think. I didn't even know it was a Chinese film until I brought it home, started watching it, and I was like, this is not Japanese they're speaking. Yeah, so I bought this when I was in Japan, so it looked cool. It definitely has a cool cover, I thought it was a Japanese horror movie. But this is, I'll cover this in my, or actually I did cover it, didn't I? I forgot when this came out. I don't know. I either did cover it or I will cover it in my Asian horror playlist. It's not good. It's not very good. It's very, I don't know, generic. Not even worth talking about. Well, this one is one from Jackie Chan that I think is pretty underrated and underappreciated, and that is New Police Story. And I have a few of the other, original Police Story films that we'll get to. But New Police Story, this is a very entertaining film, and he's getting up there in age at this point, so he doesn't have really the athletic abilities that he did in his prime, but this movie makes up for it. This has a pretty cool plot. I mean, the key to this film is the opening half hour, okay? Jackie Chan plays a cop who's kind of a hot shot. He likes to do things his way, and something bad happens, and it's one of the more, I guess, impactful scenes I've ever seen in a Jackie Chan film in terms of dramatic intensity. I was really surprised they went there with it. And then he's like a down and out cop after that. He's just lost his desire. And then Nicholas Tse, I think, comes into the foray here. And he tries to bring him out of it. You know what I mean? They have to take down this group of hitmen and women, sadistic, violent hitmen and women who are targeting like police officers and their families. And Daniel Wu plays the bad guy. This is very entertaining, man. It's got some good shootouts. One hilarious scene in a police station. And this is entertaining. I was really surprised with this one. This has got a lot of it's got a good story to go along with the action. So definitely check out New Police Story if you haven't already. I think it came out in like 2004. Alright, got a Moon-Lee flick, but it's not your typical Moon-Lee flick. Oh no. This is Nocturnal Demon, baby. That's right, it's another one of those crazy Hong Kong genre benders where you don't know what's going on. Is it an action movie? Is it a murder thriller? Is it a horror movie? Well, maybe it's a little bit of all of it. So in this one, there's no English on the DVD. Let me just check my notes here. So in this one, a girl and her cousin cross paths with a sadistic serial killer who targets women. It's a bit uneven of a film because it's got a few different, you can tell on the back here, it's got a little bit of comedy there if you see some of those screen cap pics. But it works. It works. You got some slit throats in this that really seem to have no business in an action comedy but provide a unique experience. Gets a little silly at times. Like when an old man accidentally chloroforms 2 4-year-olds. That was quite entertaining. And Moon-Lee struts her stuff in this. She has a few good action scenes. Very different movie, Nocturnal Demon. Very cool genre bender. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Yeah, good one. Alright, we got a newer classic here that, again, more people should be talking about this freaking movie, man. I don't hear anybody talk about this. This is Once Upon a Time in Shanghai, baby. Once Upon a Time in Shanghai. Now this one is very strong. You got Andy on. And the other actor here is Philip Ng, who's not a household name in martial arts circles. This guy right in the middle, I've seen him before. Never really, and he's always been good in some of the other action movies, but he's always been kind of a supporting character. This one, he takes the lead, and he really shows up, man. This dude's no joke. Very athletic, is great in the fights. It's set in the 1930s. A laborer moves to Shanghai to get rich, but ends up using his kung fu skills to survive. A lot of really good action in this movie. It's actually a lot of this is shot in black and white, too. There's some color splashed in as well. Some cool architecture is shown, good set designs. There's a pretty good dramatic base to this one. And Andy Yan, I'm a huge fan of Andy Yan. He's almost always a supporting character, and he is in this one. But this one, he's given a lot of color as a character. I really liked his character arc in this, and he gets to throw down, too. Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Shanghai. If you want to keep up with like the contemporary modern martial arts films, you gotta watch this, man. You gotta watch it. It's really good. Sammo Hung is in it, too. Alright, our next one here is Taiwanese. and it's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. The Passage, starring Qian Mei. So this one is, it's basically about three main characters here, and it all converges around an art museum, which is quite different. So you have, Qian Mei she works at the museum, and she has a very idealistic view of artwork, and it shows like flashbacks or interesting stories about her childhood and why she is that way. Then you have a kind of a melancholy, grumpy dude who writes articles for the same museum. He's kind of pining over a lost love. And then you have a Japanese tourist who desperately wants to see a specific artwork that is in the vault of this museum. So, the theme of art and artistic expression runs rampant throughout. So if you're like a fan of movies that deal with art and artwork, this is obviously a huge priority for you. Very well made. It's deliberately paced and a bit on the artsy side, well, which makes sense, right? And the acting is fantastic. Qian Mei, man, I got a huge crush on this girl, I gotta tell you, because she can freaking act really good too. And the director in this one, very underrated, Cheng Wen-tang. He's a Taiwanese director. He's kind of hit or miss. A lot of his earlier films are better than his recent ones, but this is just awesome, man. This movie, I love it. Very, very entertaining. So this is one of those ones I kind of cherish in my collection. You know what I mean? I think it's available. I got it off of eBay, so maybe it's still up there. All right, let's move to the police story movies. I only have two more in my collection. You got the original here. All right, you gotta have the original. This movie has some of the the best stunts you're gonna see in an action flick. There's a stunt near the beginning that's crazy. There's a stunt near the end that's crazy. You gotta hand it to Jackie Chan. I know he gets a lot of credit, but you really gotta think about it, man. This guy was doing this, just beating the crap out of himself for like decades, and he didn't take any breaks. He was coming out with movies like every year. Dude's work ethic is unparalleled. Now the one thing, you have some good actresses in this too, don't you? You got, oh, come on, who else is in this? Bridget Lin, who did a lot of like those crazy period type flicks, and Maggie Chung at the height of her powers. So, but the problem I have with this one is that some of the comedy didn't really work for me. I felt like the pacing kind of dragged in spots, believe it or not. Like, a good example is like the telephone scene where he's picking up all the telephone. I'm like, dude, just cut that out. You know what I mean? Let's keep moving here. But this is a very solid flick. This one has pretty good special features on it. Deleted scenes, alternative openings and endings, feature commentary with Rush Hour director Brett Ratner. That's odd. And Bay Logan again. Tribute to Jackie Chan. The director and star Jackie Chan conversation. A stunt retrospective and a trailer gallery. So the Dragon Dynasty release is good. Most of them are pretty good. Then, of course, I have the sequel, which I didn't like, quite as much as the first one, but it is quite fun. It's got some good stunts in it. Some very good action scenes. The problem with this one I had was a final fight. The final fight in this one, it was unorthodox a little bit based on who he was fighting, and it was pretty good. But I don't know. You don't want your excuse me. You don't want your action movie to end with just a pretty good fight. You know what I mean? That's not the way to end your action movie. So that was kind of my problem with this one. But it's still good. Totally worth watching if you're a fan of the actor or this particular franchise. This one also has very similar special features. Alternative outtakes, a location guide, a conversation with Brett Ratner and Bay Logan again. Which is kind of odd, but whatever. Police Story 2 Stunt Team special feature commentaries. So yeah, it's a good release. Ooh, this one here. Red River. Okay, this is one that's a little bit different. Red River. I saw this one a while back. I gotta check my notes. It's a drama. Very good drama. But, let's see here. Just want to get the plot correct. So a young woman with a mental handicap falls for a man, but they cross a gangster along the way. So the characters have emotional scars from the Vietnam War. Now the lead actress is, bear with me, Jing-Chu Zhang, and then Nick Chung, who I really like a lot. And this lead actress is very good. Good lead actor. Good drama. It's got some good kind of cultural references and themes to it. I liked it. This is actually a pretty highly acclaimed film. So yeah, I recommend it. Red River. Alright, this next release is a pretty big one here. I already covered this movie in my Asian horror playlist. Then I talked about it briefly when I was going through the little slipcase things. I forgot what part of this DVD collection I did that in. That's Recycle. But I also have, after I bought the slipcase, or inadvertently bought the slipcase, I ended up getting the special edition. I don't even know if this is still available. This is a box set. Let's go through it. I don't have too many of these super special edition things. So it, like a lot of these, it opens up. Got some cool artwork inside. You have both DVDs. I'll try to showcase this just a little bit here. So you get kind of an idea. All those zombies. They're basically like zombies. You have both DVDs. You got a special features DVD, which doesn't have too many special features, I don't think. It's got, let me take a look here. It's got making of, deleted scenes, sketches, CGI shots that they didn't use, some highlights, and a soundtrack. So, I guess it does have pretty good. And you got two of these booklets. Check out some of this artwork. This, you have shots from the film, and kind of like the, at the top they have the different type of screenshots, how they constructed it. Yeah, this movie has so many cool freaking visuals, man. You got that weird part with all the staircases leading up to, like, nowhere. That's the thing about this movie, is it has so much freaking atmosphere to it. And it kept changing its location shots. It's a weird, like, demonic carnival place in the sketches that they used to, yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, it makes me want to rewatch this one. I just watched this one not too long ago, too. Yeah, so you get these booklets. Let's take a look what the other booklet is while we're at it. Probably taking too much time, but it's in this one. We got more crazy stuff. This is the library. So you have kind of like the concept art and everything to the Ghost Bridge. They even name all of them. I didn't even know there were like official names for all these areas. This is the Ghost Bridge. Well, this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite scenes right here. That scene's pretty cool. It's like Suspiria. Some spoilers there I don't want to show. Yeah, this is definitely a cool DVD release. Glad I got it. You have the gravestone scene. Yeah, this is real sweet. So yeah, that's Recycle's special edition. I didn't look online to see if it's still available, but yeah, if you're a fan of this movie, that's one of my highlights of my collection in terms of pure fanciness. Man, we're already at 20 minutes. All right. All right, so we'll see. So that's some pretty good ones tonight. Some very special ones with the Passage and that Recycle edition thing. So be sure to join me next time. I'll see you.